Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you guys for coming by, like always, chilling with me, you know what I'm saying? So today we have for you, as you read by the title, there's only one Elvis. Now I believe this is part three of my Elvis. There's only one Elvis video. So yeah, let's check this out here. Like I said, this is pretty juicy. This is like all over the place, them just telling all types of things, what's going on in his life, from the beginning. Well, actually, no, I think, well, it's been a while since I've seen the first video, but I believe they were talking about, his parents, all, pretty much all the way to his roots, from the beginning to the end, blah, 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 blah. Alright. Alright, guys, so let's get right to it. No, without further ado, there's only one Elvis. Let's see how juicy this is gonna be. I can't wait till we get even further deep into this video to find out what's going on. So let's go. In 3, 2, 1. Hit that play button.
Or six. Just perfect specimen. He gets
Perfect
a top
specimen.
10.
Elvis and Anita began dating in '57 and were together for 5 years.
I love that song.
We just went driving around Memphis, talking and meeting each other, getting to know one another. And then he took me to Graceland and proceeded to show me around his home because he had just purchased it. It was very pretty, palatial. The colors were just a little bit gaudy, a little bit, but this was his taste.
When I went to Graceland, people
that.
say to me, "Oh, you won't like Graceland, it's terrible, bad taste," And I thought, no, this isn't bad taste, it's great. This is what a bloke's house should look like. There's a real sense of no female influence at all in any of the decoration, furniture.
No female influence. That means like no female had a say so into building his, Graceland mansion. Now I'm curious though who the architect was, and obviously the person who, I'm curious to see, his decisions, that he made behind the Graceland. Like, I wonder how he came up with the design, all that. Let me know if there's like a video on that. I mean, Elvis was popular. Now I'm not sure. Now, what I'm saying is Elvis was so popular, I'm pretty sure they documented everything about him, because he was that popular. So I'm pretty sure they have a video of him actually probably building this, trying to build his Graceland building. And I'm pretty sure it was private. No one knew about it, until he introduced to the public later on. But yeah, let me know, what's going on with that. But anyway, that's pretty cool. He has a nice place, and I see a whole bunch of TV screens, which is crazy. Because I think way back in the day, TV screens cost a lot of money. This guy's loaded anyway, Alright, so let's continue.
Anything. It's one bloke thinking, well, I've got a lot of money, why not buy this? There's a room called the Jungle Room, which is like this furniture that looks like it was perhaps used
like
in
Africa.
King Kong. It's
Sick,
like
King
tree
Kong.
trunks shaven off and turned into little chairs and stuff like that.
Wow.
It's fantastic.
When not being king of his jungle room, Elvis loved to go to the fun fair, taking his date and all of his mates.
Elvis liked people being around him. I learned through the years that you are very seldom alone with Elvis. The guys are there. That's part of his life.
Elvis surrounded
Jeez, I hope they wasn't there when he was,
himself with a blokey entourage of family, friends and employees, later on to become known as the Memphis Mafia.
He didn't trust people. He
Mafia.
thought some people might like him because of who he was.
Yeah.
So these
Try to
guys
use him
that
for his
he had
money.
around him, he trusted them. And he liked company.
His entourage.
And when it came to getting Elvis's attention, it wasn't just the guys Anita was competing with.
There were lots of girls, all sizes, all shapes, all ages. He was a
Yeah,
big
Mom.
flirt. Oh, I would get so angry. But he kept assuring me. And I was the one that he wanted to be with. He could always convince you there was nothing going on with anybody else,
Uncle Sam was about to poop the party.
Elvis Presley no longer has that rock and roll beat.
Oh,
The tempo is up, 2, 3,
This is where he's
4
going to
for
the army,
Private Presley.
right?
When Elvis got
Getting his
drafted,
army haircut.
it was a very dark moment. Now, Elvis put up a good front, but he wasn't really happy about going in the army. I don't think anybody would at that time. In 1958, there was no war going on.
Wait, he got forced to the army when there was no war? Huh? What was he fighting then in 1958?
And here's a guy who's the #1 superstar in the world at that time, making zillions of dollars, and all of a sudden it all comes to a halt.
The call-up particularly upset Elvis's mother, Gladys.
I remember the day when he got the notice.
Oh, wow.
His mother just went into deep depression. She could not stand to think of him going into the army.
Yeah, I mean, that's her only son, right? I mean, but wait, I thought they wasn't supposed to draft you if you were like the only kid or something like that. You know? Now I'm not sure when they, you know, implemented that rule. You know, because I'm assuming they probably did this later on. I mean, because he is the only kid, and if they're drafting him, then obviously this rule wasn't implemented till after, maybe. I don't really know about it, so let me know down in the comment section. You know, fill me in if you guys know the information about this. Because I thought you had to be like the only kid and you can't get drafted. That's why I thought it was like a publicity stunt. You know, plus it'll help boost morale and make other people want to join. Because they're like, okay, hey, he's doing the army and he's a singer. You know, he has no, you know, like, no background in this, that, you know, fighting wise, you know. Even though he learned martial arts, but I'm not sure when he learned that. You know. Alright, let's go.
Away from her, but in harm's way. And she was just devastated.
Elvis and his mother were extremely close. Elvis was an only child. His twin brother had died at birth.
We'd go by there and pick him up. We hadn't been out of Memphis 10 minutes. He said, I gotta call my mama.
It's Mama
He
Elvis.
called his mother, I bet, 4 or 5 times in a matter of just a few hours.
I remember we took him to the bus station, and his mother was just so sad. It was just heartbreaking. And I was sad too, and I was the last person that he hugged and kissed. And he said, don't forget me, little. That was it. He got on the bus.
5 months into his 2-year army service, his mother became seriously ill and died.
When she died, I think he
Wow, that's awful,
died
guys.
then. But that was traumatic for him.
Pulling up to Graceland,
Damn.
there was Elvis and his dad sitting on the steps. And
Look
they
at
were
her.
so
She even
forlorn.
looks choked up.
So sad. I guess the saddest I've ever seen Elvis. He took me into where she was, in his coffin, and they had a glass over her because they said that was to keep him from touching her so much. I mean, it's even hard to think about it still. It was so sad. And he was never the same after that. Oh, he laughed and he enjoyed life, but there was something about him that was quite different.
Wow, she's so choked up about it too. And that's not even her mom. But I guess we all have mutual feelings and we all go through that. And yeah, Elvis lost a part of himself, obviously. And it makes you wonder though, would Elvis still be alive if she was around, right?
Sadness that was always there.
I honestly think
there.
if his
Wow.
mother had lived, there was a good possibility Elvis Presley would still be alive today.
Oh, that's what I said. But
After brief compassionate leave, Elvis had to return to the army and was assigned to Germany.
Germany.
Elvis, what do you think about going to Germany? Well, sir, I'm kind of looking forward to it. Is your hair growing back in, Elvis? It's growing out a little bit. I won't be able to let it get as long as it was. My Can we take a look at it now? Just take a look at it. It's not time. Since you've been in the Army, you've led kind of a cloistered life. Is it a relief to get away from all the autograph hounds and the hysterical females? It's not. If nobody comes up and asks for an autograph or no one bothers you, well, then you start worrying.
What's your idea of the ideal girl?
Female, sir.
All of them. Wide variety.
I remember Elvis being in Germany, which I thought was great because that's Europe. That is so much new.
Mr. Presley, and we wish you a pleasant stay in Germany.
Thank you very much. Arrivederci.
Oh, that's Italian.
Then the biggest thrill for me was Priscilla came along, but I thought, my name's Priscilla.
This Priscilla was the daughter of an American Air Force officer.
I was there the day he met Priscilla. She was very shy and naturally overwhelmed. Elvis sat down, played some songs. They got to relax her a little bit.
I just remember thinking, what am I going to say? You know, it was like a dream. What does one say to Elvis Presley or to a famous movie star?
So how are you going to break the ice with this gal? What's your rank?
Charm, boy. Charm. We love you.
He came over to me and asked me what I did, how old I was, which I was hesitant in answering because I didn't want to tell him I was only 14 years old. I just turned 14 years old. I looked a little older anyway at that time.
I knew she was very young, but I did not expect that she was 14 at the time. She didn't seem...
Come on, Joe, really?
15, maybe 16.
He was very lonely over there, and he wanted to talk to someone, and for some reason he really trusted me, and he poured his heart out. I think the motherly instinct came out in me because I think he brought that out in every woman.
The heady cocktail of young love, Bavarian mountain air, and men in leather shorts so bamboozled Elvis that he decided to record a German folk song.
A German folk song.
What?
Weirdly, I have a thing about Wooden Heart. When he starts singing in German, that's strangely pleasing.
Oh, man.
Gosh, I love that record. It sang in German.
That crap faux German thing. I mean,
what the heck is
what's that? I mean, you know, it was so grotesque.
Oh, he don't like it.
No pleasing some. Still, Elvis and his moosey den were at #1 for 6 weeks.
With that song being played? #1?
After 18 months of sauerkraut and square bashing, Elvis was demobbed in 1960. Priscilla was there to see him off at the airport.
I just remember feeling very numb. He told me, he said, look, you know, I'm going to look for you in the crowd. I said, you'll never see me, there's so many people. But I do remember he got to the top of the stairs and he waved. I held a lot of my emotions back because he kept assuring me that I would see him and that I would one day go to Graceland.
Elvis had been away from the public and performing for 2 years.
U.S. Air Force.
And he was unsure.
Now hold on. Elvis served, right? But what branch was he in? Was he in the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force? Let me know down in the comment section.
What kind of reception he'd get.
Elvis Presley is home. The cameraman asked him to wave at a girl, and he said it's not very hard to do.
You needn't have worried. The ladies still loved him. One brazen strumpet even slipped her phone number into his jacket.
Ooh, she has guts. She did it on live television.
This morning, in an interview that you were the sexiest man she'd ever seen. What's your reaction to that?
Say sexiest?
We're on television.
Can't
So
say it.
Army life changed your mind about rock and roll? No, it hasn't. It hasn't changed my mind because I was in tanks for a long time.
Wow, he was actually in a tank.
Rock and roll quite a bit.
Fabulous! 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 He's a king!
When he came back, it was just like the king was home again. I mean, it was kind of crazy. It was as though he hadn't been gone anywhere. And then boom, he's right on the TV with Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, I seen that.
Here's the star of our show, Elvis Presley.
Professionally, all was well. Stuck on You, the song Elvis would sing on the show, sold 1.5 million copies within 72 hours.
Damn, 1.5 million in 72 hours?
But offstage, his personal life was getting crowded.
Crowded.
When he got home, he kept saying, you know, I can't wait to see Priscilla again. And as you know, he was dating Anita before he went to the Army. He was dating Anita when he got out of the Army. So it was a strange situation for him at that time.
Love triangle. Love triangle.
Any romance, did you leave any heart? There was a little girl that I was seeing quite often over there that her father was in the Air Force.
I had seen a little bit in the papers, like everybody else had. He'd assured me, nobody, nothing.
The stories came out, the girl was left behind. And all that. It wasn't like that. I mean, I had to be careful when I answer questions.
So this day, I was looking for a book. There was a book on the desk. And sticking out the top of the book was a letter from Priscilla. You know what I did? I read it. And the letter said, please, I want to come over so bad. If you will call my daddy and talk to him, I know he will let me come. My word, how much she loved him and cared for him and all this. Man.
You know, she was mad.
Believe me, you could not say no to Elvis. I don't care who it was. He had a boyish charm and trusting. You trusted him.
I don't know what he was telling her. You know, I know he was telling me. Because he was trying to juggle the both of us. He said, well, I'm going to make that decision for you. It's not going to be hard for you to make because I'm going to leave. It was very sad. It was the most difficult decision I ever made.
Gotta do it, though.
Soon after,
Can't have a love
Priscilla
triangle.
arrived from Germany and moved into Graceland. She was just 17.
Elvis wanted her to come
17,
over at a very young age because he wanted to make this woman the way he wanted her to be. He wanted to groom her for his wife or future wife to be.
5 years later, Elvis made an honest woman of her in Vegas.
Elvis Presley weds Priscilla and Bozo, and one of America's richest teenage singing idols promises to love, honor, and obey. Why did the pelvis desert bachelorhood?
They actually filmed at their wedding. You know, I got to do a reaction to their wedding.
When he first got married, he really was a good boy for a while. He was not the wild Elvis that we used to know. But little by little, he got back to that.
For years, Elvis had rocked his...
That's probably because he was still sad, you know? Like Anita said, you know, he always carried like a sadness with him, like all the time, because his mom died. So I don't know, maybe this sparked, like, he got out of it as soon as he met Priscilla, you know, and then he had a kid of his own. I can't wait to get to that part of him actually, you know, like I said, they document everything this man does, so this is almost like he had his own reality TV show, you know?
His hoolas with a host of starlets in a series of 60s Hollywood movies.
I never heard of that song. I'm gonna have to.
A lot of fun on the movie sets, and yes, he had a great time with all his co-stars.
Would you like to make love to me?
Whoa. My gosh. I can't wait to start watching some Elvis movies, bro. I'm so tempted to, but every time I try to watch it, right, I see a air of music, and I just, I stop and wait, and I pause because, I want to, I want to post as much as reactions as I can of Elvis on the channel. So I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, eventually, when I do react to those music videos or his movie music videos. And then when I watch the movie, obviously it'll make sense, because some of it, it's kind of confusing when I just watch it. I don't know what's going on inside the movie, but you guys will fill me in, but don't, spoil it too much. You know what I'm saying? But we've came to the end here. It's been 15 minutes so far. So yeah, guys. With that being said, man, like, comment, subscribe. Especially if you made it this far, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like if you enjoyed my reaction. I had a blast listening to this. You guys see my reaction, like the crazy stuff that was going on. His relationship status. The fact that he was juggling like a relationship in a triangle. Now, I'm just gonna leave it like that. It is what it is. He had a wild life, and it was documented, it seems. So yeah, with that being said, guys, I'm out of here. Take care. God bless. And looking forward to Elvis Part 4. Peace.